It's restoration and adaptive reuse of Sadar sofa. It's a 357-year-old wooden structure, which is located in the Devdi, just adjacent to the famous Khaja Banda Nawaz Dargah. You can see a historic image. What you see the domes there, where the arrow is pointed out, that's the main Dargah, and the next fortification wall is the Khaja Banda Nawaz Dargah. Now this is the main Dargah, what you see. So this is a project actually which helped us to reflect on our traditional building techniques which were there right from the 14th century. So we could actually examine, evaluate, validate by ourselves and understand what are these traditional construction systems which were used, and then how we are going to restore this structure which helped us in developing a conservation strategy to do this. So this is a plan of it. It's around 5,000 square feet structure. It's around 100 feet in the front and around 50 feet to the back. The complete roof is of wood and supported by wooden colonnade in the center and in the front facade, restored masonry. So this is how we found the structure when we started the work in 2015. In fact, the day when we went there, they were actually ready to demolish it. JCB was ready, tractor was ready to take out the debris. So we explained to them the possibility of actually restoring it. So in order to gain the confidence of it, so we had to demonstrate in a very small way of what are the possibilities. Is it how to recycle historic wood, how to recycle historic plasters, and we were able to demonstrate how sustainable these systems are and how these materials are locally available, which we have lost. And Gulbarga, which was the first capital of the Deccan region, which the Deccan is usually forgotten by everyone, is home to nearly more than 200 monuments just in the city, which are actually deteriorating very fast. So this project actually at the end of it has created an impact that a lot of conservation works were initiated. Anyway, so this was a condition we found. The roofs were missing, the old doors were blocked, the historic wooden members were deteriorating due to various reasons, because lack of maintenance and various things. Water ingress was heavily there. We tried to retain, so what we did as part of our conservation strategy, there are two steps to it. One, the actual restoration of the physical fabric, and to put back the original use of it. What was the original use? This was the house of the Sajjada Nashin. Sajjada Nashin is the head of the Khaja Banda Nawaz Dargah. That's why this place was constructed next to it. So as part of the first step, the restoration, the original building materials we had to identify. The lime mortar, traditional bricks, what were the original size of it, and what were the ingredients used in those days, organic ingredients. We could actually examine all of them, and we could actually did scientific testing for the first time. This is actually a project which has established what were the ingredients used in the Deccan in the lime blasters in this project, and what was the original construction system, and how compatible the new materials what they have used in the historic fabric. And we had to restore the collapsed roof at many places, and we had to do a retrofitting of the wooden beams, which I'll show you in the next slides, because we did not want to discard the historic wood, but at the same time the wood which has lost its original strength has actually is valuable. So that's why we had to keep it at the same time retrofit it. So at the reuse and recycling of it. And as I said to you, the lime making thing, we have re-established the whole process of lime mortar preparation by understanding what were the traditional methods, and at the same time, in the today's context, how it can be more productive. So you can see one of the key interventions, in fact the original structural system, the wooden frame, and there was a bamboo mat was there, and then the mud course was there. So in order to enhance the life of the building, we had to add a compatible new material. When I say new material, it's a traditional material, but it was not part of the original design. So we have added that to enhance the life of it. So this is a thing where we did retrofitting to the old colonnade in the front, where in order to keep the wood and the reconstruction of the parapet, so we had to retrofit with a beam. These are the finished pictures, how it was the missing portion of the roof and how it was restored. And then all the block doors we had to open up. We had to do the artwork and masonry. This is the place where we found the inscription after removing paints, that is the dating of it. It's a 357-year-old wooden structure. And then before and after photographs. And the reconstruction of the deteriorated roofs using lime concrete. And you can see how we have recycled the wood. Only the black portion is the historic part. So the new wood, what you see there is the missing portions which we had to carefully recycle. The artwork, and we had done a adaptive use plan to fit the modern requirements. And this is the finished one. So the impact it created. This is the final. Thank you.
So very painstakingly done technical restoration.
Yes.
Is there anything beyond that in terms of the use of the building, how it is reused, how it is integrated into the community, anything like that?
If you see this plan, this originally the use was, historically it was a house of the Sajada nation. So he still decided to come back and use it, though he has a modern house next to it. So as per the requirements, we had to put where he sleeps, the bedroom, and the new bath was integrated into the side rooms. And this is a place where the urs starts, where he dresses up to start the urs, annual urs. So after restoration, actually this has started. And the Kavali happens now here, which earlier was moved away from this because of the deteriorated condition of the building. So now it brought back the original uses into these restored spaces now. Yeah.
So the client is an individual or a community?
The client is the Sajada Nashin, who is the head of the Khaja Banda Nawaz Dargah.
Okay.
And he heads the whole Sufi Dargahs of South India
Okay.
after Ajmer Sharif.
Yeah, I can understand.
So he is the individual under the trust.
Okay.
But this place has access to the whole community.
So in a way, it's both a residence as well as an institution.
An institution.
It's connected to a larger, it's nestled within the image of a larger community.
Yes.
Now, this is what the question was. Like, okay, you have revived the residential part of it, but connecting with the community, because generally such a residence is surrounded by other activities.
Yes.
All dargahs are
Yes.
that.
Yes.
I don't see anything that is going beyond that.
Yeah, because it's a pure architectural restoration project. And as I said to you, if you see the front space there, that's where the community gathers for all the religious activities. Like as I said to you, the urs starts from there. It's actually moved away from this place because of the condition of the building. Now, after the restoration, the Kavali, the urs, where the traditional dress they wore and they go in a procession. In fact, there is a intercultural this thing also, because the Bashveshwara temple, which is a Lingayat thing, the pandal goes from here now, which earlier was shifted from here to the dargah, because of the condition of the building. So now it comes back. So that's the only connect which is there with respect to this kind of architecture.
Change between what was happening 350 years ago and now, in terms of both the liturgy and the rituals that go on, which may require a different way of organizing the front of the house.
Yeah, actually, one of the major changes, they do a live cast of the Kavalis from here now. So we had to integrate the whole services. In fact, the client had his own small local TV channel also. So as part of his conveying his sentiments to a larger community, so we had to integrate a whole audio, electrical systems to accommodate those new requirements.
So I think the question is the little gap between preservation and conservation, which is what was discussed earlier, that you can preserve. But how does this evolve through that process into something? Does it go beyond it, or it simply brings a status quo? See, being able to get direct connectivity, etc. is an electronic. It's a media, but it's nothing to do with design.
No, to answer that point, if you look at it, as part of the conservation strategy, authenticity and integrity of historic materials was taken as a principle to be followed. So which was done, I call it as a restoration.
Good.
Because restoration and preservation are two terms in conservation field as such. Restoration involves reconstruction also. Preservation is preserved as it is, in whatever its condition. So we had to incorporate both the principles to whatever extent is permissible to accommodate the new uses.
Oh, I've understood the tuna and the line, etc.
So the front space, now because the crowd is, the community which gathers there is a huge gathering. Now the next phase is they want to restore the front space, the front yard with a water body, so that to accommodate the larger community which has grown around the dargah. So that's the kind of evolution which is taking place in that setting. Thank you.